clubs enjoy more success than others due to their ability to produce commitment and motivation for many years in the pursuit of success for their club or town. One such club is Tallow GAA Club. Tallow is a County Waterford town on the banks of the River Bride, and the GAA Club has enjoyed a great many successes on the playing field since its reformation in 1919. Although there is some record of a mainly football activity with some hurling as far back as 1880, 1919 is regarded as the time that Tallow GAA really began. Hurling and football became a passion, more a way of life for the people of the area, providing as it did, and still does, an outlet for physical endeavours, a means of entertainment, and a reinforcing of our cultural values in this modern age. As with all successful present-day clubs, their success is based on an impressive history which has, even today, links with its beginnings in that some of its present-day players are direct descendants of some of the people who played on the first teams in 1919. The club had its first success in 1925 when they won the Junior County Hurling Championship. And from this point on, their dreams and aspirations began to be realised as they became one of the most successful clubs in Waterford GAA circles, a position they retain to this present day.
First game I played, first serious game, the first serious year I ever played with Tallow, it was 1930. We won the Junior County. This month, 64 years, I think. 1930, and we played the final of it on the month of November. It was the last month of the year, and it was actually the last day of the month, 60th. It was different weather to this, so I remember when we gone down there. There was a terrible severe frost. There was a train used to run down from Cork at the time, to Cork to Waterford. And there was an excursion train going to the match. So the match was played in Waterford. And of course they had to go through a couple of level crossings. And I remember when we came to one of the level crossings and we were down in Kappa, we were held up. And we had to get out and go hurling the ball around the road. It was the frost. So we won that game anyway with 2 points or something. There was a footy straight out. There was Tommy Flynn. He was the secretary, and he had a great story after the game anyway. There was a fella on the panel, McCarthy, and he was up and down the line and he was shouting and roaring, coming near the end of it. And yeah, we played a crowd called Ballytruck in Waterford City, and one of them, this fella anyway, got free in the finishes, and then he had a good chance of scoring the point. But Mick was on the line outside him and he left the road. There was one of his own fellas near him, and he shouted at him to hook him. And Tommy made out that he was hooked by his own man. And that's what won the game for Tallow. In a junior game. And there's more. And I was put off the same day. For nothing in the world, because I was supposed to be fairly quiet in the field, and the poor fellow I was on in Caberquin, he wouldn't hurt the child. So, but the same, there were 2 fellas playing, Jimmy Tobin of Birch Hill was playing beside me, I think, and Paddy English was playing on him, but he was an old man, an old player from Caberquin. He was supposed to be a tough guy. And then they were niggling one another, you see, for the whole time. The man was, the referee was from Lismore, and because he knew the Caberquin fella fairly well, and he didn't like to do or say anything against him. So he played on us, the Caberquin fella and myself, because he was half afraid to go near the other fella. I waited for him coming off the field, and I said, what did we do that we had to be put off? He said, you were doing this.
I think we had a wonderful time, and we had wonderful teams down through the years. But at that time, Erin's Own were the leading team in Ireland. If they happened to be if they happened to be club championships at that time, Erin's Own would have won every one of them. And we went into final after final, and they always beat us, to tell you the truth of it. And then Mount Sion came along, and they won 29 championships. Mount Sion did. So we were in an unlucky period. We beat the champions of Cork. We beat the champions of Tipperary. We beat the champions of Kilkenny in tournaments. But we couldn't get through and win a county final. I played for Tallow in 1938, and we won the minor. We won the minor championship. But we played 8 players over age, and one of them was 20, and one of them was 9 years over age. And we played one illegal player from Cork as well.
That was the time Johnny Lahey was bringing around top team subs up the Prairie.
But of course, in those days, you hadn't any match won on the. You couldn't say you had a match won on the field. No matter what the score was, there was objections and counter objections, and a lot of the things was Irish paper and players not registered, and it was all over the place.
Fellas under different names.
Under different names and everything, you know. It was you never had a chance. Every one of you walking around the street, any news, until the following Sunday morning to know. You wouldn't know whether you had won or lost.
I know you mentioned that there was about 9 of them over age. Were you one of those 9?
No, I was just on the mark. Yeah, I was. Mickey Cronin was the man that was 9 years over age. One pocket. I remember we planned to go. I was treasurer of the club for about 4 years or 5, and it was a very hard job because we had no money. And also, when we hired in the field, I had to pay for the field for 3 years out of my own pocket. But I got it back, like we'd say, but I had to pay 3 years in advance because the people that owned the field, this man's cousins, relations, they wanted the money to back horses. And they hadn't the money, and so I'd have to pay in advance. So that's the truth of it now. But, the first All-Ireland I was at was in 1931, and I was glad to see that there was 10 Tallow people involved. I'd 9 of them played that day, and there was 2 then in 1934 added to that, Bill Hindley and Francis Fitzgerald. And in 1931 there was the 3 Condons, the 2 Sheehans, Ned Fling, John Hartigan, what else is this now? What else is it? So there were 9 of them there. Mick Curley, Mick Curley, Tom Burke. That's about all I can think of.